Eddie, at Sitebos in Amsterdam this year, you've released the results of your corporate customer satisfaction survey. What for you are the main findings of this report?
The first thing that we found is corporates are demanding, desperate for really good customer service, and banks are responding with some really large IT budgets and strategic plans. So we've asked a few questions. Some of them were a repeat from last year, so it was interesting to see the gap. But on the corporate side, we've asked a couple of questions. We've asked, would you move to a different bank for better customer service, better automation around onboarding? Last year, 44% said yes. This year, 68% said yes. So we felt there was a trend there. We also asked, would you pay higher fees for certain services? And it was we didn't know what we were going to get when we asked the question, but it was 56% said yes, they would pay higher fees for easier access through channels, a better way, better visibility, a better way to look at their portfolio through the channels, through a web portal. And around 46% said yes for a consistent customer service across regions, lines of business, and channels. So we found it very interesting. And on the bank side, there was also another question that we did a repeat from last year. We asked about budgets. Are you going to invest budgets this year in order to automate onboarding and customer service processes? And while last year only 20% said that they will invest in 2010, this year 60% have already invested in 2010, and an astounding number of 80% will invest next year in 2011, which kind of shows their commitment, a trend there, their responsiveness. And when we asked what are you going to spend on, it was kind of 40% around automation of onboarding processes, 20% in channels or sophisticated web portal, and around another 20% on end-to-end inquiry management system.
In last year's survey, some gaps emerged between what banks thought and what corporates thought were the main priorities in customer onboarding and service. Have any similar gaps emerged this year?
So I think less this year than last year, which is good because we're all kind of talking the same language. But there was one interesting that we found when we asked banks, what do you think were the reasons for losing some of the business in the past 12 months from your corporates? And the top reason, 60% of them said it was because of inadequate services and products. When we asked corporates kind of the opposite question, we asked them, why have you reduced your business with some of the banks in the past 12 months? Most of them indicated two top reasons. One was ease of access to channels or to their data, and the second was consistent customer service. And actually inadequate products and services where nobody chose it as the reason. So I think this kind of confirms the trend of going back to basics, corporates saying to their banks, don't worry about innovation. Innovation will come later. Deliver what you've got today really, really well to us, and worry about new products later on. So that's one of the gaps that we found.
Out of the findings of the survey, what are the main action points you think that banks can take away to improve their customer service and their bottom line?
So the reason why we've done this survey in the first place is because we were hoping to reflect the same picture, the same trend that we see coming from our customers. We've been working with one of the largest banks, HSBC, Citi, JP Chase, and we realized that a lot of them have invested a lot in the past year or so in improving some of the processes around onboarding and customer service. And we're very happy with the results. But I think what's interesting about them is that they saw a different way of doing it. They felt that they need a very flexible solution or very flexible technology that allows them to wrap and renew around their legacy system, integrate all of their other systems, provide a consistent customer service across lines of business, channels and regions, and have that flexibility and kind of build for change. So next time there's a new product or next time there's a new service or regulation, they're able to implement that pretty quickly and easily. Or maybe next time they want to launch a new service to all of their clients, or maybe just a segment of it, it's dead easy for them to do that. They can do that in minutes. It's also important for them to use this kind of technology to be able to it's also very important for them to use this technology because it's very important to get IT to work with business. What we see a lot that's happening is that business are spending a lot of time writing really long requirement documents that takes them ages, and then they toss it over the wall and give it to IT, and IT takes a lot of time and money, and by the time business get it back, things might have moved on, things have changed, priorities have changed, and it might not be the exact thing that they were looking for. So you need a technology that really allows you, IT and business to work together, launch these things really quickly. We talk about 3 to 5 months for these things. It doesn't have to be years and years of investment. And I think that's some of the stuff that banks need to look at.